What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Game On Improve Your Health podcast. Today's episode journey is being guided by none other than your host, Austin J, or hallucinodream, if you know him from the gaming community. And today's topic is on random stuff. Thank you for tuning in and listening, and enjoy the episode. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Hello. Thank you for joining me. So I want to start off by saying last week was supposed to be a fifth week. I'm going to adjust my camera real quick so that you don't have to see the Death Star in the background. Wow. We'll get to that another time. Last week was supposed to be a fun chit-chat episode, fifth week, because the fifth weeks in months aren't technically scheduled for us. Sorry, I'm watching the baby monitor and I'm starting to... I can't actually see where the kid went. I mean, she's in her crib, so she can't get out, but it just lit up like a Christmas tree, and I cannot seem to find where she's going. Anyway, side note, yeah, okay, cool. Baby monitors are great. Allows me to record this podcast while she's taking a sweet nap. But last week was supposed to be a fun chit-chat, so what I'm doing this week is doing a fun chit-chat. There's a couple things I want to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about, I want to go over. Sorry, the microphone really is in front of my face this time. I have switched up the setup here, so yeah, side note, cut myself off. But yeah, there's a couple things I want to go over. I want to go over the direction in which One Punch is going. I want to go over, just a couple different things. And also I just want to chit chat, right? Go over some things that I feel are important, some things I'm going through, hopefully people can relate to, and go from there. I want to make, One Punch was designed to bridge the gap between health and wellness and gaming, right? So those two communities, a lot of gamers, a lot of people in general, but the gaming community, as I've stated in multiple episodes, they, especially those who are aspiring to become streamers or a professional gamer, and these are great goals. I fully back these goals. Hopefully, as One Punch grows, we are able to sponsor some of these people, these teams, build a career for somebody. Hopefully, that's the ultimate goal here. Well, it's one of the ultimate goals. The ultimate goal really is to provide educational content to boost your health and wellness, right? Because that will help you achieve your goals. But of course, I just lost my train of thought because now I'm thinking about gaming and streaming. Of course, good thing this is a chit chat. So One Punch was built for that reason, and I just want to make sure everybody is able to understand. So we started out the podcast. When I started out the podcast, I wanted to go over everything simple. I wanted to make everything simplified for people so that they were able to understand, what exactly could possibly be done to help increase your health and wellness, to help yourself. Because upon doing research myself, and I do a lot of research, a lot of what I read is certainly confusing and would be confusing for beginners. So we're trying to break that down, make it a little easier to digest, and help those and answer questions for those who are looking for guidance or education, or just ways they can improve their health and wellness, their overall health, to be able to achieve their goals, right? So I, of course, just want to reiterate that fact. With that, this is just going to be rambling. There's no script to this episode. I'm just chit-chatting, okay? I feel like One Punch is very important to me, and I want it to be very important to other people as a resource to, build not only their health, wellness, potentially a career in the future, and of course to build a community. We have a Discord. The link is in the description on the YouTube videos. It's in all of our social media. It's on the podcast platform. The description there as well. And I would like people to start coming in and hanging out. I've been MIA from the Discord for the past couple of weeks because if you hear it, I switched computers. For personal reasons, I traded in the gaming laptop for a work laptop, a productivity laptop. And I mainly did that so that I can try to focus more on One Punch and One Punch content, right? So I've been MIA a little bit from the Discord, but I'm trying to get it populated to the point where we can get a community going. We can get some friendly gamers in there, just maybe, people who just, I'm starting to watch anime. I think that's very exciting. I'm having a lot of fun doing that as well. I invite anybody who watches anime to come in there. You don't even have to be a gamer. Anybody who's looking for health and wellness, come ask us questions, come hang out, just have fun. So building community, I think, is very, very, very important at the beginning stages of, bridging this gap, because community, without the people supporting One Punch, without the community being there and helping each other out, and I want it to get to the point where people come into that Discord and they aren't just gathering information from those who are, like myself, part of One Punch, right? Gathering information from the community, everybody helping each other out. I feel like that's crucial to building a community and to, just to move forward, to be able to help each other out. I think that's great for our community. So I'd like to invite people to come hang out in our Discord. Send messages in the channels. I'm still working on getting the Discord fully set up. I mean, it's mostly set up, but the channels are trying to organize it. There's a lot to do, and sometimes it's overwhelming. But we'll get into that. But we're working on getting all of our ducks in a row. Our main focus as of right now is this podcast, and I would like to continue the podcast. Again, last week was supposed to be the chit chat, but this week's going to be the chit chat. Next week we're going to chit chat as well. I'm hoping some questions come in from those who are viewing on YouTube, listening on the podcast platform, maybe checking out our social media. The social media hasn't been used very often. I do apologize for that. Again, there's just so much going on. Trying to get some stuff sorted out in personal life as well to be able to put more time into One Punch. So that's been taking up quite a bit of time. And of course, the kid takes up a lot of my time, and still have yet to see where she is in this crib. So hopefully she didn't climb out. I would hear her screaming, I think. But let's take a gander. You're going to hear me moving my camera around. Doesn't look like she's standing. So that's good. But it does look like the camera is, sweet side note, huh? So yeah, that's, so One Punch, we're going to focus on so basically as it stands right now, we're really going to focus on the podcast right now, okay? I'm going to try to get some clips posted of the podcast more like I was in the past on social media, so I can start using social media. Also, if anybody has any tips and or anything on any of the content they see across One Punch or my personal YouTube and stuff, because I'm starting to make some content with my daughter as well. I think it's very fun and exciting. Since I traded the gaming in temporarily, we're doing vlogs. It's fun. You can check that out. Links are also in the description. She seems to enjoy it as well. She loves watching herself on I call it the TV, but it's really just like the phone or the tablet or the computer. She loves watching herself. It's funny. So that's something fun we could do together. And, if anybody has any tips or tricks or anything, by all means, let us know. We would love to take those into consideration and put them to use, of course. So let's start with one thing that I am personally working on, and this is why I traded the gaming. There's another reason why I traded the gaming laptop in. And I know some people can relate to this. Is I very much struggle with prioritizing and scheduling things and getting things done. I was thinking about it recently, and we're gonna get into a deep moment here for a minute. I've been thinking about it heavily for the recently, and now that I'm watching these animes, a lot of the anime that I watch, which it's only been a couple of shows anyways, the characters really do put 100% effort into what they're doing. And sorry, I thought my microphone just cut out here, but so I was thinking about it, and I honestly can't tell you that I've put 100% into anything yet of all the years that I've been walking this earth. And I want to say that is, I could say to myself, oh man, that's bad, that's upsetting. I could get upset about it, depressed, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to get upset or depressed about it. I know this has been a recurring problem, right? I do put a lot of effort into a lot of different things, but that is partially my issue. I know there's a couple people out there who can definitely relate to this, but I am starting to notice it now. I could have noticed this younger, but I kind of did, but I didn't really think about how I can probably try to manage that a little better. So that's what I'm trying to do. Part of me getting rid of that laptop is I know when there's something so let's say, as an example, I come up to my the office. We'll call this the office right now, the stream room. And I want to do something in particular with work, right? Or I want to talk to someone in Discord about something in regards to One Punch. And then I get on my computer, turn on Discord, and there it is. My games are just ready to be played. And then, somebody messages me. It's like, hey, do you want to play some Halo? And I'm like, well, yeah, obviously. And then I go play Halo. And then, 1 o'clock in the morning rolls around, time to get to bed. I didn't really get done what I wanted to, did I? No. So my priorities were not straight. So I realized that as much as I didn't want to make that move, I knew in the long run, it's going to help me out. It's going to help me plan better. It's going to help me really just get used to coming up here, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting right here, and I have this new productivity laptop. I can't run games on it. I specifically picked it to be fast enough to do what I want to do, and do all the work and video edit and record and do the podcast, but not strong enough, in the GPU wise, to be able to run games. I did that. I made that move specifically to help myself. Okay. I also want to. So I'm saying this because, one, people who are listening can definitely help me stay accountable, right? Being able to admit this, asking for accountability from other people, especially maybe even people you don't know, it's a powerful tool. I talked about this in a different episode as well, and I find it very powerful. I know I talk about a lot of things actually that go on in my personal life. I turn them into episodes, and I use those as reminders, accountability for myself, and I do really think it helps. So for those who are in the same boat as me, or feel like they're in the same boat as me, don't hesitate. Don't be afraid to find somebody or a group of people, or just your family in general, or your friends, and tell them how you feel. Tell them, reach out to them. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's another big point I wanted to talk about. Excuse me, where did that come from? Wow, what the heck? Excuse me. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I many years ago, I wouldn't have asked for help from anybody, and I would have tried to do everything myself. And then if I wasn't able to do that, I would have just gave up. I'm not even gonna lie. And really, failure isn't even really a thing. So I also want people to stop using the word failure. I don't hear it very often, but when I do, it's like, you didn't really fail, right? You just I don't even know how to put that into words. Like when I feel like I didn't succeed at something, I don't feel like I failed. I feel like I, you know, maybe I just didn't take the correct route, right? So I always look at it like, you know, I didn't succeed this time, but what did I learn? What could I have done different next time? And then for the most part, you do it the next time with what you learned, you're gonna be a little more successful, right? So failure, don't use failure. I just got off track with the word failure, but don't be afraid to ask for help. Oh, that's why I was saying that, because asking for help is not failure, right? It's not. You're not. I'm like struggling because I'm trying to make this sound like as it's got to be perfect, right? Asking for help doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make like people shouldn't be looking down on you for asking for help. Like when I ask for help or when somebody asks me for help, I never look down. I'm thrilled to help somebody, right? I'm thrilled that they're asking for help because they want to. That means that they're looking to learn, to advance, to move forward, right? And that's how you should feel when you're asking for help or when you need to ask for help. So I don't want anybody to feel like, and that's what One Punch, and that's why I want the Discord to pop off. I want a lot of people coming in there asking for help. We want to help people. I want a community of people helping each other, even those who are helping you. Like let's say you come in there and ask me for advice, and I give you some advice and I help you out, and you really appreciate it. I appreciate that. Like them. That's gonna be the greatest. That is the greatest when I see how happy somebody is from the advice that I gave them and it worked and all this. Don't get it twisted. I ask for help more often than not. Like I ask for help here and there all the time. So, and there's no shame in that whatsoever, asking for help. And I have no shame in that because I know that when I ask for help, I'm going to learn something I didn't know beforehand, which is why I ask for help. I'm going to be able to make those steps forward and possibly achieve the goal that I was set out to achieve, even during the time that I needed to ask for help. So I wanted to stress the fact that people really need to ask for help when you need to, right? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't let the word failure get in your way, because there's really the only time failure really is like an actual word is if you just give up completely. And sometimes, honestly, sometimes giving up, there's so many things that I gave up completely, so many, because my mind races. That's why I cut myself off. If my wife listened to this episode, she would have an absolute heart attack. There's no doubt in my mind I'm running in circles with my words. But there's plenty of things I could tell you that I just straight up stopped doing. I just gave it up because either one, and you can look at that as failure in that particular project maybe I was doing, but to me it's did I fail to achieve the goal of what I was doing? Yeah, but at the same time I usually look at it like well, why did I give up? Because it's not really going to benefit my long-term goal of what, like my main goals, my main goal of building One Punch, my main goal of becoming a wellness coach, my main goal of being a good father and husband, right? So I don't really look at it as failure as much as really not overwhelming myself with too much to do. And again, my mind races. I come up with thousands of projects a week guaranteed that I want to accomplish, and some of them I do start and only get about 3% of the way before I'm like, gonna do something else. And that's okay. Doesn't make me a failure. Doesn't make you a failure. So yeah, let's see what the time is. We're at 20 minutes. I don't really want to drag this. I didn't realize. Okay. I feel like that was actually a pretty good chat. I do want to apologize. I'm gonna cut the episode short. Well, not even short. I want to cut the episode now. I don't want to keep rambling. I don't want this to be a 2-hour episode. I do apologize for my voice. I'm starting to realize it's like super raspy, and that's because it is. Came down came down with a nice little sore throat, something like that. I don't know, whatever. And don't worry, I'm still doing my 1 mile run every single day. I actually bumped it up to 3 miles, but I've been so tired. Haven't been able to do that. Anyways, so I apologize for my raspy voice. I hope everything looks okay because I switched computers. You don't hear the airplane in the background. That's great. With that, I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you have any questions on anything you heard here, if you have any comments, I would love to speak about them next episode. If you are interested in being on the podcast, I really have many open slots. I want to start putting some guests on the podcast as well. So if you have any interest in being on the podcast, talking about health and wellness, talking about your successes, maybe even talking about your roadblocks, that would be great. And how maybe you have overcome those. We can just have a chit chat. We can structure it, whatever it may be. I'm looking for guests to start appearing on the podcast. If you have any interest in doing that or know somebody who would be interested in doing that, gaming community or not, reach out to us. All of our links are over there on the left if you're watching on YouTube. Though in the description, if you're listening on the Apple, or not just Apple, but all the podcast platforms. And you can reach out to my personal hallucinodream all across social media. Those links are also in the description. So reach out to us. Let us know what you think. Come join us in Discord. And I will be back with a follow-up and question and answer, but more than likely just another chit-chat episode next week. And then the following week, I do have plans for a guest to come on. So thank you for tuning in and listening. And I hope to see everybody next week. Thank you.